What's going on, guys? Sean Don is back with a technical analysis. Here we have the newest member of SDTC, technical member, Alex Johnson, Masters weight throw pentathlete, looking to improve his weight throw and hammer throw technique. If you're interested in signing up for the technical membership, go to SeanDonnelly.biz and go to services page, sign up now, and let's get to work and start helping you set some PRs by improving your technique and efficiency. That's definitely the best move if you're wondering what to do. So let's break it down. See what you got, Alex. Looked at both the throws you sent, and overall, I think you have the right idea. We just gotta simplify some things, and overall, though, it's a pretty good looking throw. I think definitely gonna be some easy things that we can just pick out, some low hanging fruit, as one of my former coaches used to call it. Some simple things we can change that I think will get you throwing far in no time. One more time. The biggest thing I see initially, you go very good first turn. I like your first turn a lot. After that, I think you have the tendency to stand up or drop too much. You rise a little bit with the hammer and sink a little bit with the hammer. So, otherwise, break it down. 3 winds. It's fine. I think 2 winds is plenty, but if you are preferential to the 3rd wind, then keep it. It's all about what makes you feel good. If you like to have that little bit of extra time to relax and feel the ball, I understand. I've tried out both. I just think that when in doubt, I employ Occam's razor. The simpler answer is usually the better one if all other things are the same. So a little step up. Nice job on the winds, turning back to the right. Relatively balanced between the right and left side. Same thing through the 2nd wind. Nice and stable. 3rd wind. A little bit more step up. Ball comes a little bit more left. This is really good here. Ball's nice and level. Elbow stays down for the most part. Just comes in front of the face rather than over top of the head. Right here, I would say try to extend your right arm out as much as you can. It looks like that's what you're trying to do. You do a good job connecting with the ball. But yeah, really try to reach that right arm out. This is something that everybody needs to, I think, work on. Even myself, I try to emphasize reaching out to the right side. And so just food for thought, reach out to the right side, 270 degrees or so. You should think about trying to extend your arm completely. It's not going to happen perfectly, usually, but it's thinking about trying to extend a little bit earlier will help you connect a little bit earlier, whereas you can see like you connect right about 0, slightly after. The earlier you connect, the better feeling for the ball you're going to have. So just try to reach out to that right side more. Additionally, you don't need to, you could be a little bit flatter on the entry, but for the most part this is fine, especially for a 3 turn. Otherwise, so you can see this nice pull, serves a nice reference. Your left side axis, your hip, knee, ankle, foot, all this left side, relatively lined up. You have to sink that hip back a little bit because you are starting off the heel. But that being said, once again, if I leave my mouse right here, you can see your right hip kind of comes back around and replaces that left hip. Boom. Good stuff right there. So that's your right side coming around your left side. So that's why I said I like your first turn a lot. You do a good job of waiting for the ball to pass. Excellent job waiting for the ball to pass. And then you do a good job of taking this right hip and chasing the ball out and forwards. Looks like you could try to relax your arms just a little bit. Maybe you have some tension. They could be slightly bent. It's hard to tell exactly. I recommend using toss and sauce from Throw Bros, a tacky adhesive, or Tough Skin, a spray adhesive commonly used by athletic trainers. Spray adhesive before you like grab your ankle or whatever. And if you put that on the back of your glove hand and the inside of your other hand, it'll help you hold your grip, and you can relax your arms more, and then you can let the ball stretch out just like maybe another 6, 8, 12 inches out to the left. And if you do that, you're automatically going to gain a lot of distance, and it's going to be much easier to throw much farther. That being said, though, like I said, you do a good job coming around your left side, chasing your right hip out, and then catch. You see there's a little bit of funkiness here with this right leg when it comes down. So like these couple frames right here, looks like you extend your leg right at the knee, and you try to come down with your heel. a heel catch is totally fine. I think it's nice and stable, but that being said, it looks like you could have your foot down like right there or so. If you try to land with the ball of the foot, treat the right leg like a piston driving up and down rather than kind of coming around and extending that leg, extending that knee out. Just come up and down as quick as you can. Drive that foot down like a piston. Like I said, there's just a couple frames right here where your leg hangs. You still catch the ball at about 270. Hips are square to it for the most part. You could be a little bit more open. Your right hip could be a little bit more forward, and your left shoulder could be a little bit more back over this left hip. But for the most part, it's decent. Like I said, I think just getting that foot down a little bit earlier, like right there, would be perfect. That would make things so much easier. Otherwise, so this is where I think things start to go a little bit wrong. Like right here, solid, solid, solid. Once again, kind of going around the left hip, but then you see, if you look at your shoulders and your hands, you start to extend. Your shoulders start to lift up, your hands start to lift up. It looks like you're trying to create orbit in a way. Additionally, your left leg straightens out a little bit later on. I think that probably is a result of the hands or shoulders lifting. But don't try to create orbit, meaning just relax and let gravity do its thing. Most people think they need to be very active at all points of the throw, when in reality, in double support, when people think they need to be most active, that's actually when they can do the least and be the most effective at the same time, because gravity is pulling the ball down, which means it's accelerating, and it's also creating orbit. So people have the tendency to push and then lift as the ball goes left. I don't agree with that. I think it's best just to relax and let gravity do its thing. So relax your arms, relax your shoulders, especially as the ball goes through zero and goes left on the second turn. Like I said, that shoulder extension. The hands lifting a little bit is causing you to rise up. This left leg's going to straighten out here over this next 2-3 frames. That left leg straightening out is not the best, because in reality, or in an efficient hammer technique, you want to be dropping as the ball is rising. Not necessarily perfectly in sync with that, but I think there's like like 45 or 60 degree difference in terms of that timing. But at this point right here, you can see the ball is rising, and you're also extending that left leg, so you're rising with the ball. That's kind of giving to the ball in its own way, when in reality, as the ball goes left, like right about here, that left knee should kind of be dropping towards the ground. But that being said, a simpler way to think about this without dropping or rising is to not rise up or not drop at all. If you try to stay in the same position with your hips and your legs, if you try to keep your legs bent at this point, your knees perfectly bent at, like, let's say, I don't know how many degrees that would be, but let's say if we could put a number on it, if you try to keep that same bend in your knees through all the double supports, that is technically countering in its own way, because it's more of an isometric counter. So as the ball rises or the ball drops, you try to stay in the same place, you need to counteract those forces to stay in the same place. So you are countering in your own way, but it's not like an active counter, it's more of a passive isometric counter. So that being said, like I said, try to keep your hips one level. Don't think about extending with the ball as the ball goes left. Don't think about dropping as the ball goes left. Just stay one level, let the ball move around you. Like I said, this is the kind of the low-hanging fruit that I think will help you a lot with consistency and distance in the next couple weeks. I think it'll be quick for this stuff to come around. So just stay one level, keep your hips one level, keep your knees nice and bent, and then try not to rise up. And because you rise up, all right, and once again, this goes back to relaxing your shoulders and arms as well. Relax your shoulders, arms, don't rise up, and then otherwise, good job coming around the right side again, but then that little bit of extension, and once again trying to land on your heel, you can see you over-rotate a little bit and catch. It's hard to say exactly when this left foot or right foot comes down, but I'd say right there for sure, you catch just slightly after 270, and once that happens, this left side needs to pull a little bit to create tension, to keep connection. So like I said, the big thing is to not rise up and to not lift your hands, and then you will once again kind of catch more with the ball kind of down this left sector line rather than towards 270. Otherwise, I mean, you do a good job of waiting for the ball to pass again in this turn. That left side's not really leading too much. Left leg a little bit maybe. But once again, a solid job going around the left side. Right hip going around the left side. But you can see the same sort of thing. Your shoulders extend up here. Your hands lift up just slightly. and your left leg extends a little bit, and you rise up a little bit, get pulled around, and you catch just about 270, a little bit high. You see how up on your toes you are? That's a sign that you are extending that left leg, you're rising up, you're lifting your hands, you're rising with the ball, rather than trying to, once again, stay one level, level hips, keep your knees bent at the same angle for the most part. But since you are so high right here, as you come down, you can see you start to sink, once again, just slightly, as the ball sinks as well. Once again, that's you kind of giving to the ball. And then as the ball comes through zero, your left side kind of pulls back because you aren't quite on balance. You aren't quite settled into your legs, so then this left side kind of pulls back, and you finish across the body. So, yeah, Alex, overall, like I said, I really like, you do a lot of things well that a lot of people don't do well. So I think, like I said, there should be some easy fixes for you. Big things, like I said, level shoulders and hips. Don't relax your shoulders, relax your hands, let gravity do its thing, and stay one level. Try not to rise with the ball, don't sink with the ball. If anything, do the opposite, but like I said, just try to stay one level the whole time. Just counter it isometrically, and yeah, you're going to be dropping bombs, setting PRs in no time. So, alright, if anybody out there wants a technical analysis of their own, go to SeanDonnelly.biz, go to the services page, sign up for an in-depth technical analysis, or sign up for the SDTC technical membership, unlimited technical analysis for a whole month. Make all them gains with your boy, and let's, like I said, set some PRs, win some championships, break some records, all that fun stuff. So, alright, thanks for watching. Sean Don, peace out.